The truth about sanity, it's a fickle thing. A moment so detrimental, so life-altering can happen that sets into motion a whirlwind of changes that make you question your surroundings, your psyche, even the people around you. Wonderland in this game is no longer a place of dreams, instead, a place of nightmares. Alice in Wonderland turned into a game is the best thing to happen for this story. It's a dark and deep psychological interpretation and shows the true nature of the story and its undertones. Playing Alice Madness Returns was a thrilling ride that left me speechless in more ways than one. What's going on, you guys? It's your huggable hipster here, and welcome back to the reviews. Today, we're going to be diving into Alice Madness Returns. So happy that I found this gem on Game Pass because it was one that I wanted to play for a while, like a few years now. And through so many of you recommending the game to me and people really wanting me to review it, I thought, you know what? It's time to finally dive headfirst into the madness of Alice. It's as if Lemony Snicket and Tim Burton had a baby when Alice Madness Returns came out, not only with the art style, but with the playful darkness that envelops Alice throughout the game. Psychology that was always present in the stories of Alice in Wonderland came to the forefront where Alice's mind is the problem that she's constantly fighting against. Main instance being hypnosis therapy by her psychologist. During my time with this game, it went from this game is really interesting to this game is kind of morbid to I never realized Alice in Wonderland was in need of repair. There were a lot of points of intrigue with this game that make me wonder, since when was Alice in Wonderland this dark? Spoiler alert, it was always this dark. Wonderland was always in ruin because it was always a part of Alice. It was her escape. Now, in this game, for the first time, I feel as if it's being vocalized just how miserable and not okay Alice actually is. At the end of the game, Wonderland is back to its original glory because the person who pained and mentally tortured her is dead. But in reality, Wonderland will never be healed, and we see that through the Cheshire Cat, Alice's only dose of reality. The Mad Hatter that we see at the very beginning of the game is Alice's enabler, and his longing for quote-unquote tea time is a mental comfort for things to remain the same. It ends up being his demise. This was a really smart choice to make each character from Alice in Wonderland a warped version of themselves to match Alice's warped mentality. The mechanics in this game were the only negative I have. They were borderline impossible to work with and made the gameplay extremely tricky and annoying. The puzzles, which were supposed to be easy, were made more difficult than need be by terrible control work. I don't even want to imagine how difficult this would be on Nightmare mode, with several enemies cornering you and controls that flip you the bird at every turn. From the annoying glide of the pepper grinder to the jump mechanic being a little too trigger happy for my taste. Oh, you wanted to jump? I'm sorry, I thought you meant catapult. Either the jump mechanic is really aggressive or too subtle, and it was extremely annoying. Then again, this game did come out in 2011, so it maybe was better on the PS3 than it is now. I'm not entirely sure. Alice Madness Returns exceeded my expectations of a game based on the beloved story. Alice in Wonderland is by far my favorite story, besides Pinocchio. And I'm in utter joy at how this game was given such a deep, dark psychological essence. From the start of the game, having a psychologist practicing hypnotherapy to learning that the same psychologist was the cause of your thoughts changing, your family's death, and Wonderland crumbling. Alice Madness Returns is a horror game that knows its audience, with gripping stories, morbid topics, and a fresh perspective on Alice and her hellscape. This game brings to life the classic tale in a way that has never been done before, telling a more realistic version of the Wonderland we all know. In the end, our mind is our own playground, each one different from the other, each one playing a different game. In the case of Alice, I believe she was always in Wonderland, escaping from the madness that life brought her. What she failed to realize was that no matter where she goes, we're all mad here. But you guys, that was my review of Alice Madness Returns. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I had so much fun with this game, besides the wonky control work being just wonky. But if you guys like my face and what I do, please be sure to subscribe and hit that bell down below. I make videos every day here on YouTube. May you find your worth in the waking world, your hunter. Stay casually nerdy, and I will see you all in the next video. Umbasa.